Hello YouTube, Kraken here, continuing my series on the Druid class in Portal Knights. Today I'll be going over my current build, which is the build I used in the Hollow King vs Sun Spider video, and it's one that people have been asking me about, so I wanted to show that to you. And this is going to be my go forward build. I've tried a lot of the different talents which we're going to go over today, and I think that this build is the best. Again, this is my opinion. I'm not saying this is the best build for everyone, but it's definitely the best build for me. So let's take a look at attributes first. For a druid, they recommend the primary attributes of strength and wisdom. This is an easy one. Put everything in strength. Unless you're playing a druid hybrid that depends on spells and fast mana regen and a big mana pool, which I don't think most people are doing, I would say strength is the way to go. It will increase your melee damage and all shapeshift abilities as referenced in the tooltip. In my build, I put 30 into Constitution and I put the rest in Strength. And to be honest with you, I don't even think I need 30 in Constitution. I will probably be taking a Potion of the Void and dumping it all into Strength here very shortly. But at the current time, on my current build, I do have 30 points into Constitution. So let's take a look at talents. At level 2, you get weapon talents. These are easy. They're weapon based, you choose the best one based on the weapon you use. I use the Sickle of Undying Light like 90% of the time, so I chose Sickle Expert. At level 5, you get 3 talents, and really the question here at level 5 is, are either of these 2 talents as good as Unleash the Beast, which gives you a 15% bonus to your shapeshift duration? Well, let's take a look at them. We got Beast of Prey, which increases the chance of the critical strike by 10% while shapeshifting. 10% may not seem like a lot, but if you're hitting repeatedly and quickly, you'll see this talent perform pretty well. Unfortunately, in my experience, most of the shapeshifts have a ranged attack and don't hit quick enough to warrant taking this talent, especially when you can get Unleash the Beast. So Warden of the Woods, let me show you what this does. It increases your health by 15%, so if you take it, you can notice, I got an extra heart up here, and when you shapeshift, it gives you more. So I got about 4 extra hearts there than I would normally have. For me, personally, I don't see the value in this talent. I think I have too much health as it is, and I'm probably going to be looking at reducing that. I usually don't get low on health unless I really, screw up fighting something. So this talent is not, I couldn't justify taking this talent over increasing my duration of shapeshift. So Unleash the Beast. In my shapeshift duration video I go over this. Basically it gives you a 15-second bonus to your base time of 30 seconds for a total of 45 seconds. And that's not including any other duration bonuses that you have. In my opinion, hands down the best talent at level 5. Let's take a look at level 10. We've got Ferocity. So I tried this talent and it is best used with the bear for tanking. Otherwise, I would not suggest it. It's pretty straightforward. When you receive damage, there's a chance that you can increase the damage of your next attack. But you got to be receiving a lot of damage for this to work, so you got to be getting hit a lot. So think Relic Defense Zone, with a melee type shapeshift. Now, let me make this clear though. This talent is on all the time. You don't have to be shapeshifted to get this bonus, but still, you got to be fighting a lot of stuff. It's more of a tanking talent. I wouldn't suggest it. Predatory Bite. This is the one that I use exclusively at level 10. Predatory Bite is just awesome. This talent is the one that I use most often, and I'll tell you why. When you are doing 1,000 or 2,000 damage on something, the heals you get back are amazing. And I'm shapeshifted most of the time, so I'm getting a 20% leech chance on top of all my other bonuses. And the heals, I've been healed for almost 1,000. So, which pretty much is almost a full heal for my character. So I don't think you can, at level 10, I don't think you can beat Predatory Bite. Pact with Nature, very straightforward. It reduces the mana cost of shapeshifting by 40%. Now, if you're like me, you don't put anything into Wisdom, your mana pool is not going to be great. I think you can shapeshift depending on what you're shapeshifting into. I think you can do it twice, and then your mana's not going to support you doing it a third time. But to be honest, carry some mana potions and chug them, and just make sure your mana's full, and you won't run into that problem. So you don't really need a reduction to the cost. So I don't find this talent useful. You may. I wouldn't recommend it. But if you think that's better than the other two, definitely take it. Let's take a look at Prowl. This talent is very handy, especially if you're farming the new relic defense zones where monsters will be walking away from you very often. This talent increases the damage dealt from behind by 25% while you're shapeshifting. And I've hit things for upwards of 2,000 in the back with this talent active. It's incredible. I would recommend getting it. Thick Hide, again, more of a tanking talent. You want to take this if you get, low on health a lot. If you're constantly fighting, many things. Again, in my experience, only really useful if you're shapeshifting into the bear. Otherwise, it's not that useful in my opinion. Should note, though, again, this one doesn't say while shapeshifted, so this bonus is, going on all the time. Pack Heal. This is not a bad pick, whether you're solo or playing with other people, other friends. This can be helpful in situations where you're killing lots of monsters, because every time you defeat an enemy, you'll get a heal. So if you're defeating a lot of things and you're the one defeating them, that heal will kick off, and it may be worth it to you. In my opinion, the leech is enough for me to heal myself. I haven't played with others yet in the relic defense zones or during this DLC, so I don't know how much it helps a party. But at least solo, I would definitely recommend Prowl over Pack Heal. So Feline Focus. This one's very interesting. Let me get the tooltip there. After standing still for 2 seconds, your critical strike damage is increased by 15%. Well, the only time that I am standing still for that long is in a boss fight. And this talent comes in very handy in a boss fight. That's where it shines. I did not have this talent chosen when I did the Hollow King versus Sun Spider video. I went back later and I turned this on and I did it again, and I was doing in the Hollow King versus Sun Spider video, I was doing 20-30 as a crit on the Hollow King with the Sun Spider. When I turned this on, standing there, shooting the Hollow King, I was doing over 2,600 damage to the Hollow King with this talent on. You just have to make sure you stand still for 2 seconds and this thing kicks in. So if you're doing a boss fight, I would recommend taking this one, because to be honest, I actually defeated the Hollow King in one go. I went in, I hit all of the, I took all the crystals down, went over to him and killed him. He didn't even get a chance to put up a second set of crystals with this talent on. So if you're boss fighting, if you're farming the bosses, turn this talent on. It works really well. Otherwise, fighting normal things, you're moving, you're jumping, you're dodging. I don't know that this is very useful. I think it's very specific to boss fights. Fang of Elysia. This is the one that I have chosen for my build. Fang of Elysia, it's a damage shield. It causes earth damage to monsters that are attacking you. It's good for the relic defense zones or any situation where there's a large number of monsters attacking you. The earth damage that it gives isn't a whole lot, but it does add up. Unmerciful Tide. This one can be useful. You have to be shapeshifted for this, and every 5th attack during shapeshift weakens the enemy armor. Now this could be any attack. It could be a ranged attack, it could be a melee attack, but if you're using the Sun Spider, for instance, or one of the other shapeshifts that uses ranged damage, you may not even get a 5th attack. It may be dead by the time you get a 5th attack. So this talent I would only recommend if you're using the bear shapeshift, possibly the Blossom, because those two do some good melee, and those would be the two shapeshifts that I would, if you're in those forms a lot, I would recommend this talent. Otherwise, I would go with Bang of Elysia. So level 25, we got Animal Frenzy. This one can be useful. It gives you a melee damage boost after the shapeshift ends. Now this is melee damage. So if you build your character with the idea of getting back into shapeshift as quickly as possible, then this may not be a great talent for you. It'll give you a boost, you know, after that shapeshift ends. If you have items equipped that give you a percentage to reset your shapeshift cooldown, then this might be good, because you have to kill a creature or a monster to get that bonus, or to get that chance to reset the cooldown. So if you're doing 20% more melee damage, you're going to kill stuff faster, and you got more chances of refreshing that cooldown and getting back into shapeshifting. So it's situational. I don't find it handy enough to take. I think it's good. I think it's way better than Entangle, but I don't know that it would be my pick for this level. I like Agile Predator. It increases your armor protection by 10% while shapeshifting, and increases your chance of dodging successfully by 10%. Let me give you a little idea of what this does. This talent is nice, and let me just show you what it looks like as far as armor and damage reduction. If you take a look at my character, I've got 1158 armor right now, 46% damage reduction with the talent equipped. If I unequip it, switch it to something else, go back to my character, you can see I have 1053 and 44% damage reduction. So as you can see, I have 2% damage reduction increase and a total of 105 armor with that talent chosen. That's a nice bonus, and it's honestly it's really tough to beat that bonus with the other two talents available at this level. Entangle, I don't find this talent particularly useful, especially since the other two talents are so much better, especially Agile Predator. I don't even know why you would choose this talent. Again, that's my opinion, but it just doesn't seem that useful to me. Apex Predator, again, this is melee damage, but while you're at full health, melee damage is increased by 10%. I could see some situations where this would be useful if you can keep your health full. I don't know that my health is, I'm kind of hard. I'm trying to think, is my health always full when I'm fighting stuff? I try to keep it full, but I don't know how often I would be able to get this, you know, this increase. And again, it's melee damage only. So if you're shapeshifted and you're, you know, shooting stuff, it's not going to count. You're not going to get this bonus. This does, you know, this is not a bonus that you get only when you're shapeshifted. So this is, you know, always on your character. But again, I don't know that it, unless you can keep your health full all the time, or a majority of the time, I don't know that I could recommend this talent. It's up to, I'll leave that up to you guys whether you think that's useful or not. Threat Display, this is my go-to talent for level 30. While you're shapeshifted, it reduces enemy damage by 20%. And you can actually see this if you go out and you go have something hit you without this talent on, and then you turn this talent on, you will see a reduction in damage. It's apparent. It's very nice. I don't think anything at level 30 beats this talent, especially not Spiritual Calm, which basically just gives you a reduction to your shapeshifting cooldown. You've got items that you can equip that will eliminate that cooldown. There are two items that I can think of. The Bone Eater headdress, which gives you a 44% chance, and if you put on the Silent Sword of Wisps, you just gave yourself a 94% chance to reset your shapeshift cooldown after defeating an enemy. to me, that completely negates this talent of being useful at all, especially when you have a talent that reduces enemy damage by 20%. For me, there's no comparison, no question. Threat Display is the best talent. So my current build is exactly this: Sickle Expert, Unleash the Beast, Predatory Bite, Prowl. If I'm fighting bosses, Feline Focus, otherwise Fang of Elysia, Agile Predator, and Threat Display. If I had to classify this build, I would say it's a DPS build. It's definitely not a tanking build. If you wanted to do a tanking build, I would suggest using the bear form, and I would suggest doing Beast of Prey, Ferocity, Thick Hide, actually one of these two, Fang of Elysia or Unmerciful Tide if you're using the bear, Agile Predator, or Animal Frenzy. I'll let you guys decide on that one. Threat Display. But as far as my build goes, this is what I set up. And this is the one I would recommend for you guys. Let me show you my equipment real quick. I'm using the Champion Ascendant set. You get these from spending Astral Hearts. I'm using the Cape of the Golden Snail Shell. This is a drop from the Hollow King. It gives you a 20% shapeshifted bonus damage, and this actually stacks on everything you have, because as soon as I put this cape on, instead of doing 2600 to the Hollow King, I was doing 2800, almost 2900. And then I used the Ring of Binding, again, another drop from the Hollow King. It just increases the leech chance, stacks on top of that talent that I have, that, you know, to heal myself with, you know, when I'm damaging an enemy. So that is the build I would recommend, you guys. This is the equipment that I would recommend. For a weapon, there's a number of different weapons that you can do. I usually use the Sickle of Undying Light. That's just, I have that equipped. It gives you a shapeshifted bonus damage when you shapeshift. You got your backstab, so if you have that talent on where you hit things in the back, you're going to do more damage. You're going to get more chance to backstab stuff. This is another sword that I've heard people talk about. The only thing that I like about this sword is the many-faced. The multi-strike I don't find particularly useful. The shapeshift duration does not stack with your Champion Ascending Greaves. You don't get a +10. It's +5 no matter what you have equipped. Either one of these things. It does not go to +10. The multi-strike, kind of nice. This sword actually hits, it's an AoE sword, so pretty much everything in front of you it's going to hit, which is nice, but it doesn't do that much damage. The chance to reset your shapeshifting cooldown, though, is it's the most attractive thing about this sword. Because if you equip this and this guy, you are basically, that reset on your shapeshift cooldown will happen very quickly, and you'll be able to get back into, you know, shapeshift mode fast. So I wanted to mention that. Again, though, to be honest, I normally just use the Sickle of Undying Light. I use that 90% of the time, and that is my go-to weapon at this level. I found a couple other weapons from the Hollow King. I don't know that I've found everything that he drops yet. I found this, which is a Totem Fang stick. Not very useful in my opinion. I'm going to keep farming them, see what else I find, you guys, and I'll let you know if I find anything else. But for now, that is the build and the gear I would recommend. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you want me to look at anything else in the Druid, just leave a comment. Again, if you like the video, leave a like. Hit the subscribe button. You'll get notified when I upload new videos. I'm going to be doing more on Portal Knights. I'm going to do some Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem. I'm going to review a couple other games that are coming out that have released recently that look pretty cool. So if you like the video, subscribe. You'll see more. And I appreciate you guys checking this out. I hope you have a great day. Craig and out.